Hello, hello. Hi there. It's Melanie Folks-Mayers from Eden Mays HR Consulting to keep you compliant without complication. So today's Wednesday, and I'm coming to share with you another bit from our guide on everything that the business owner, a small business owner, needs to hire. And when we're talking about hiring, we're not talking about just employing people. We're talking about the way you work with contractors or suppliers. If you might, outsource some stuff to like a VA or an accountant or anything like that, we're talking about all of those good things. So if this is the first time that you've come across me, let me just tell you a little bit about myself. So I'm Melanie Folks-Mayers. I'm the founder and managing director of Eden Mays HR Consulting, and we help entrepreneurs and small business owners to grow and scale by developing their teams, by recruiting, developing, managing, training, all of that good stuff. And so this week I've been talking about our new free guide, which is the 5 top things small business owners need to know about hiring. And so on Monday, I spoke to you about the first thing, which was the what. So around how you make sure you know exactly what it is that you need to outsource, how you package that up so that you can go and find someone. So that was my number one. And I will actually put the link to that first live post in the comments of this, so that you can all see it and you can look at it in the right order. Yesterday I was going to post, but I had a very, very special lady, also known as my mummy, was flying out yesterday. So between airport runs and all of that good stuff, time just flew away. So I've come to do number 2 today, but don't worry, we'll work it out so that by the end of the week I've covered all 5. So maybe on Friday I might do a double bubble. So yeah, so basically I wanted, as you can see in the comments, in the subject, the second thing is about getting organized. Now when I say organized, I'm talking about 2 things in particular. So basically the 2 things that you really need to do is be really clear on the objectives or the outcomes that you want from this person or company who's going to be taking on some work for you to free you up to deliver all your amazing things. Now, if you are watching live, please say hi. Feel free to ask any questions. And if you're watching on the replay, hashtag replay. And again, ask any questions. We're always in and out of here looking at the questions. So when you start looking at getting staff or you're looking at outsourcing work, you need to be clear about what you're going to get. Otherwise, you're going to end up unhappy. So, I've worked with lots of clients that have pulled me in and said, can you help me? I've got an employee who's not hitting the targets. They're not doing what I need to do. Can you help me make them better or get rid of them, basically? And a lot of the times when I've sat down and I've started talking to the CEO and then I've started talking to the individual, the thing that I found is that there's a breakdown in between the expectation and what's being delivered. And generally speaking, it's because it hasn't been clearly articulated. So the thing that you really need to make sure is that you're really clear about the outcome. Don't stress about how it's done. So if the outcome is you need to make 10 sales a day, if you're retail or whatever, right? That's what the outcome is. At the end of the day, yes, obviously you probably want to sell the most high-end products that you've got in your store, but then that's a different thing. So then maybe you look at the objective of saying you need to make £1,000. I don't know, right? This is finger in the air type stuff a day, instead of you saying you need to sell 10 items. But you just need to be really clear about what it is that you need. You need to make sure that your objectives are clear and they're smart. So just to be sure that you know what SMART stands for, I'm just going to go through it really quickly. So you want it to be specific. Oh, hi, Daniel. Thanks for joining live, lovely. So I'm literally just talking about part 2 of our freebie. And we're talking about getting organized. So when we talk about SMART, we're talking about being specific and strategic. We are talking about, for the M, we're talking about being measurable, being motivating. We are talking about, oh, you agree, great, fantastic. We talk about A, we're talking about it being achievable. which means I'm looking down at my laptop here, achievable and agreed on. When you talk about R, we want it to be relevant, we want it to be realistic, so it's pointless in setting someone a target that they're never going to hit. And then T is timely and trackable. So the other thing is, it's pointless in having objectives or outcomes rather that you can't track. And I've worked in organizations before where they've said, you know, we want you to increase, I don't know, customer satisfaction by 10%, but actually they don't know what 10% of what, they don't know what it is to be able to measure what it should be. So you need to be really clear about also how you're going to be tracking it, so how you can really show that they've done that. So that's the number one thing that you need to do. Really think about your objectives and don't have like 20,000 objectives. You need like 5 maximum, right, outcomes that you want these persons to focus on, because any more than that, people can't focus on it. And then the other thing to think about is if you're in a service-based industry, if you are delivering to a client. So for example, for me, I may have KPIs with my clients. The KPI stands for key performance indicators, and they're how you know you're doing well. And then like in the strongest point of view, if you're not hitting those key performance indicators, that can be a reason for a contract to be terminated. So if you're delivering that kind of service, then and you've got KPIs, so for example, I might have KPIs to my clients, which means that my team need to answer any phone call within 4 rings. It may also mean that they need to respond to every email within 24 hours, for example. Now, that is a KPI that I've arranged or agreed with my client, but it means that my staff need to adhere to that too. So I need to be really clear about being able to share those. So if you're looking at outsourcing your work rather than employing an individual, you also should be looking at what are the KPIs that you're going to have with that person, with that company who's delivering for you. So if they're making a product, how soon will they make a product? How many products will they make per day? Or if again, if they're doing customer services, or like you've got a VO or something, again, how are they going to do things? How are they going to, you know, are they going to post your social media at 12 and 3 every day? Are they going to, you know, all of those kind of things. So those would be key performance indicators, way for you to check whether or not they're doing well. So you need to think about those 2 things. You need to think about your objectives, make sure that you've got like no more than 5 of those really clear objectives and outcomes of what you're looking for. Or you need to make sure that you've got KPIs, and you may well end up with a balance of 2, but just make sure that you've got them and they're very clear and you understand, because you need to be able to articulate them to your potential employee or the company you're outsourcing to. They need to understand it to know what they can deliver, so that they can agree to it and be clear about what they're doing. So that is part 2. That is our being organised. Are there any questions? While I'm here, I'm going to see if there are any questions. Oh, Hannah, hi. I see a like from you. I see comments, so I guess you're here. If there are any questions, let me know. I'm trying to keep all of these things kind of like under 10 minutes, so they're all quite clear and succinct to you. As I said, I'm going to put the link to the live from Monday for the first part in here, so that you can also go back and look at that. Any questions, comments, or queries, do just post them, and we'll, as I said, we'll be back checking, and I will be back tomorrow to talk about the 3rd thing. So my 3rd letter, if you remember, I was using the acrostic of world. So we had W, we've got O, and R will be tomorrow, so you can see what the R stands for. So I'll be back tomorrow to tell you more. I can't see any questions, so I'll leave you to enjoy, well, if you're in London anyway, the sun, and I'll see you all again real soon. Take care now. Bye bye.